Colombian-American singer-songwriter Kali Uchis is back with her third album, Red Moon and Venus. I have enjoyed Kali's previous works, like her debut album, Isolation. I have even loved some of the songs she's featured on, like Tyler, the Creator's See You Again. After listening to a few of the singles off this album, I knew I had to give it a listen. Red Moon and Venus is a very lush, 80s-influenced, astrology-inspired R&B album. Kali has described the album as being about the emotion love, and she really does capture all of the surrounding features of that emotion. The album begins with this ethereal intro where Kali just wants to remind you that she loves you. Isn't that cute? We then get the sensual and smooth first single off this album, I Wish You Roses. Kali has described wishing someone roses as ending a relationship with someone that you still feel close to, but that you find a way to end it where there is no resentment or hard feelings. But there is a tension in the music here, and even Kali ends the song by saying, "You are going to want me back." So even though she's singing about how there are no hard feelings, it clears that there's some unresolved tension going on here. Worth the Wait features Omar Apollo on the chorus. It is a soul tune about wanting to be with your lover all of the time, which might sound a bit clingy, but at least Kali gets consent up front by asking her partner if they're still down. The song Love Between is a super chill and retro throwback to like the old school Motown soul sound. It's very cool and well done, and really brings me back to my parents who really were into that genre of music. The song even samples the Temprees, who were a soul band back in the 70s, and had some connections to Motown. So it makes sense why this track has that retro vibe to it. All Mine is the first song that kind of drags for me. I wish the song built towards something, but it just kind of drones on and really isn't that interesting. Fantasy features Kali's partner, Don Toliver, which makes sense for an album that's about love for her to include her significant other. The song is more of a modern pop R&B song. I really enjoy all of Kali's parts, but to be honest, I don't really like what Don is bringing to the table here. He sings sort of in this relaxed way, but like the music is upbeat and has so much more energy than he does. I do love, however, this little skit at the end of the song where Kali leaves the studio and beckons to her partner Don to, "Come on baby, let's go home." Como te quiero yo continues the mid-album slump. Kali alternates between English and Spanish on this track and in several others, which is a really cool effect. But musically, the song is just another slow soul tune that again just feels like it drags a little. The music does get interesting halfway through the song with this intricate string section, but it doesn't really amount to much. However, Hasta Cuando is the beginning of an amazing back half of this album. We get more of a modern production sound, and Kali's smooth vocals are just a delight to listen to. Kali, again, indulges in this sultry spoken word bit, and it is so good. The song is about an ex who is talking shit, and she responds super confidently. She sings, "Your girl talks shit about me just to feel better, about the fact that you're still obsessed with me years later. At the end of the day, she'd eat my pussy if I let her. At the end of the day, she'd trade lives with me if God let her. So whatever makes you feel better." It's just so brutal. Endlessly continues with the confidence, with Kali singing about once you are with her, you never want to leave or be with anyone else. It is such a pop banger, this time with a sound that's more reminiscent of the 80s or early 90s kind of pop music. The production on this track is so good and crisp and just wonderful to listen to. And Kali's singing is almost euphoric. We then get the song Moral Conscience, and my God, what a song. The song seems to be about a partner who left, and Kali seems to be self-reflective of why she fell for this person in the first place. But then the confidence comes back, and she even reflects how this person is definitely going to regret after they leave her. The music even sounds disembodied. There's this like crunchy metallic can that's just off the beat that's like really in the back of the mix. It kind of gives the song this like haunted vibe. Callie even hits these notes where it's almost as if she's screaming, but she's singing. And it sounds like she's just being tormented, but musically. The song even ends with some John Carpenter style synths, like the intro music to Stranger Things. We then get Not Too Late interlude, which is pretty much the same length of all the other songs on this album, so I'm not quite sure why it's an interlude. The production on this song, though, is really clean, though, with these warped sounding synths that are almost out of tune. Callie sings throughout this song about how it's never too late to admit that you love her, which seems to be the running theme here, which is that Callie is just so lovable. It sounds almost conceited, but it comes across very charming. The song Blue returns to that 80s, 90s retro vibe, but this time with more of a slow R&B feel to it. The song lyrically is about contemplating ending a relationship, and you can really hear how heavily that weighs on her. Deserve Me is a driving track featuring Summer Walker. It's also a follow-up to the previous song Blue, where it seems that Callie has left the partner she was contemplating leaving in the last song. However, she very confidently moves past them while she sings, I like it better when you're gone. Summer's verse matches Callie's confidence and is such a brutal response to her ex-lover. The music on this track is so rich. There are these plucky synths and this heavy, grimy bass line and these pounding drums. It's like a final decision is being made, which makes sense in the context of the song. We then get the funky song Moonlight, which was one of the singles off this album. And you can really feel how it connects to the earlier songs on this album musically. The album then ends with the song Happy Now, which is a nice way of kind of rounding out the themes of this album and the ideas of love and its discontents, but ending with the vibe that we're happy now. It is much more upbeat than the rest of the album, but still, again, connects thematically to the whole. Halfway through the song, though, it does switch up, and we get this sort of spoken word finale with these ambient beach sounds and these very light and ethereal synths, almost like the intro track to the album. And Callie cautions the listener to not speed through the rainbows and to remember all the good things, which is a nice way to end this album. If this album got rid of a few songs near the beginning that really dragged at the front, this album would be near flawless. However, even given those few songs, this is a fantastic, well-produced album. Callie is both confident and charming, and the music is crisp and sexy. It's just a delight to listen to. I give this album an 8 out of 10. Thank you for listening. If you liked this album, leave a comment. If you didn't like this album, leave a comment. It really helps me out. Or you can like the video. You know, all the things that help. Or subscribe to the channel. You know how it is. Anyways, have a good weekend. Boop.